So, after the Dodgers embarrassed me on national TV last year by getting absolutely demolished by the Arizona Diamondbacks, they decided they owe me an apology. I was kind of done with them as a fan for a little bit. I was like, you know what? 10 years of disappointment in the playoffs, I'm done. Like, they seriously let Gerardo Perdomo, of all people, start a 4-home run inning. Like, I don't even know how that's possible. So, how did LA swoon me back? By spending $1.161 billion on three dashingly handsome gentlemen who they can throw a baseball really well. But do you want to know what all of these three guys have in common? I mean, besides having an ungodly amount of money, they all would get to pitch to Austin Barnes next year. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait, don't the Dodgers have an all-star catcher who's a little more offensively potent than Austin Barnes? What the? Well, yes, you would be correct. They do have one. But I'm here to tell you today why I think Barnes will be a favorite of Yamamoto and Glasnow and Ohtani and Yarborough, all these pitchers, but not based on any of his stats on his baseball reference page. No. I'm talking purely on vibes. Now, vibes are the most important thing when it comes to baseball. It's unquantifiable, but it plays a big role in baseball. And when it comes to vibes, I think I know a thing or two. Okay, I also have a couple of stats to share with you. Fine, I lied, sue me. So, a little bit of background information. Barnes was born on December 28th, 1989 in Fullerton, California. Then his family moved about 40 minutes east to Rancho Cucamonga, California. And yes, I know what you're thinking, that is a real place. And that happens to be where yours truly lives right now. I mean, with my parents, of course, but I'm working on that. Then his family moved to Riverside, even further east, when he was about 8 years old. But that's why I feel connected to Barnes in some way. You see, we're like in the butt crack of Los Angeles. We're like 45 minutes east of like LA. Like, we're in this big area of like nothingness called like the Inland Empire. Like, I'll put it up on a map or something. Like, we're just like in the nothingness area. The only big thing to really come out of the IE was that song in 2016. I think it was "Bless the Bottle" by Callie Stax. Like, I promise you cannot fucking go to a party for the next like 3 years after that without hearing that song. It was like our IE anthem, I swear. Sorry, the weed makes me go on tangents. Let's get back on track. Let's get back on track. Goddamn. Now, before we go any further, I want to cite my sources a little bit here. The following information is from a Press Enterprise article by Shane Newell. Thank you very much, Shane. But according to Barnes' family, Barnes always gravitated towards baseball. He always had a bat in his hand, and his first word was actually ball. Aww. So fast forward a little bit. He plays baseball at Riverside Poly High School, and he started as a middle infielder. He was on varsity all 4 years and had a 450. Excuse me. Fuck that weed. He was on varsity all 4 years and had a 450 batting average as a junior, which he took on the role as team captain for his senior year. And oh my goodness, look at this photo of him. Doesn't he look so cute? It's crazy. It's crazy seeing players before they actually hit puberty. At first glance, I thought he had frosted tips, and I was like, I respect that. I would have respected that. So Barnesy did even a little bit better in his senior year in 2008, hitting 478. That kind of rhymed. He rode that high all the way to his college, Arizona State University. Now, I think we all know why Barnes decided to go to ASU for their education. Let's see how some of their classes go. Bitch, I'm outside of some movies. Blue cheese. I swear I'm addicted to blue cheese. And that was just intro to engineering. So it was at ASU that Barnes actually made the switch over to behind the plate, and by 2010, he was ASU's starting catcher. In his junior year, he hit 320 with 1 home run, 15 RBIs. He also starred in one of the most college production quality videos you will ever see.
Hey, Barnesy. Hey, Willie, how about Spanky? How about Crash?
Appreciate it. It's just something special, and that's part of
Pudge.
the atmosphere, the tradition of playing here. And look,
I know, Riverside Rock.
What's up, Barnesy? What's up, Barnesy?
Hey, Barnesy.
Wow, that editing and acting was top notch. You know what? Yeah, screw Oppenheimer. This deserved all the Oscars this year. Now, Barnes was originally drafted by the Miami Marlins out of college, but he was traded to the Dodgers soon after, after the 2014 season. In this like weird 7-player trade, it's like its own crazy story because it was like the Dodgers traded D. Gordon to the Marlins like a day after they were like, no, he's our starting second baseman. Like, we're not trading him. And then they traded him like 24 hours later. Wild times. So Barnes started off in the Dodgers minor leagues, but he got a taste of the majors in 2015 after the starting catcher Yasmani Grandal suffered a concussion. So he made his debut on May 24th against the Padres and actually got his first hit, but in a blowout loss. So he made his debut on May 24th against the Padres, and actually got his first hit in a blowout loss, but first hit. But you gotta love how brutally honest Vince Scully is, like when he's calling it.
And there it is. Hey, Mom and Dad. Austin Barnes got a major league hit. So a thoroughly forgettable for a lot of people, but not for the Barnes family, as Austin singled.
I mean, geez, Vin. I mean, you're not wrong, but you ain't gotta just diss him like that. Like, it was his first hit. Come on, let him shine a little bit. So Barnes only ended up having a cup of coffee in the majors. Only played in 20 games that year. But he got 6 hits along the way. So some little promise there. So Barnes, in spring training of 2016, kind of came looking for kind of a roster spot. But with Grandal and Clayton Kershaw's BFF AJ Ellis on the team, there really was no spot for him. But Barnes didn't have to worry that long because during spring training, Grandal suffered forearm soreness from jerking his gherkin a little too much. So the ASU party boy made the opening day roster as a backup to AJ Ellis, and he kind of struggled at the plate, only getting 2 singles in 15 at bats. So when Grandal returned, they sent his ass right back down. But then at the trade deadline, Clayton Kershaw suffered a tragedy when his butt buddy got traded to the Philadelphia Phillies. But this meant Barnes would finally get a shot at being the backup catcher, right? Well, not quite. The Dodgers ended up trading Ellis for Carlos Ruiz. So Barnes ended up getting kind of cucked by the chooch right there. So he only ended up playing in 21 games in 2016. But hey, that's one more than 2015. He only played 20 in 2015, so that's an improvement right there. But he also, he snuck onto the postseason roster that year against the Washington Nationals. But he only appeared once as a pinch hitter and once as a pinch runner. So, but he got the postseason experience. Man, I got cotton mouth. But now, we get to 2017, and this is the year Barnes, he basically has a guaranteed spot as the backup catcher. And things go good for Barnes finally. He finally hits his first home run and his first grand slam. As the season went on, though, Barnes kind of moved into a platoon role with Grandal. And then he kind of actually just ended up taking the job from Grandal heading into the postseason. It was kind of like a Barnes is the hot hand kind of thing. And Barnes had a decent NLDS series. He hit 500 with a home run, a double, a walk, and a steal against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Oh my God. PTSD right there. But hey, Barnes ended up starting 13 of the 15 games for the Dodgers in the postseason. And he's coming off a pretty solid first full year in the majors there. Okay, and looking back, it might be his best season. Okay, we don't have to dwell on that. God damn it. So, next year, 2018, fresh off getting cheated out of the World Series, the Dodgers were basically like, whoever's the better catcher gets to play. It's like up to you guys who gets to play here. But unfortunately for Barnes, he started to go through a little bit of a sophomore slump. In 2018, he hit 205. He had a 205 batting average. With an OPS 276 points lower than his previous year's total. So when it came time for the playoffs, Grandal was actually the primary catcher, but that kind of quickly changed because, well, I put a little montage together to see how that turned out.
Here's a 1-2. 2-2. And with Grandal not able to find it, Kane takes second. Back squirts away from Grandal, and the runners move up to second and third, and Grandal's had a rough start behind the plate. 1 out, and a fly ball into shallow center. Tagging is Kane. Bellinger's throw is too late. It gets away from Grandal, and the runners advance to second and third. And this is a nightmare for the Dodger catcher. Giving him suggestions of help here. Runner goes, pitches high, throw down, got it. And Grandal gets a little bit back as he cuts down Santana 2 out. Just fired a perfect throw. Let's see. He hasn't touched him yet. He's going to be safe. Safe. 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, now bring the run home. 2-0 Milwaukee.
So yeah, Barnes, he immediately took over as catcher because he could actually catch the ball. It's kind of like the Thanos meme, where Barnes is like, you couldn't live with your failure, and where did that lead you? Back to me. So Barnes kind of took over as a starting role. He didn't do great, I'll be honest, he didn't do great. But hey, Dodgers fucking lost fucking back-to-back World Series. So yeah, fucking Dodger fan fucking there for you. After the 2018 season, the Brewers wanted to thank Randall for doing so well for them that they actually gave him a contract, leaving Barnes as the incumbent starting catcher. He was like, "Hey, I'm the longest tenured catcher here. Let me start." And old friend Russell Martin came down a boot back to Dodger Stadium to be the backup. And what would Barnes do with this golden opportunity as the Dodgers starting catcher? Well, he hit 196 with a 616 OPS. Barnes, come on, bro, you're killing me. The Dodgers, they had no option but to play with their new shiny toy, Will Smith. But you know what? I don't even understand why they choose him when. Oh, wow, he's double cheeked up. Okay, they seduced me. They convinced me. So yeah, the less we talk about 2019, it's the better for Barnes. He didn't have the best year. And then in 2020, as we all know, the season was canceled and no baseball was played. Psych! This is where the legend of Austin Barnes was shown to the world. So the Dodgers made it to the World Series. You know, fucking finally, I was expecting them to lose again. Against this Tampa Bay Rays. And coming into Game 3, Barnes was actually in the midst of like an 0 for 22 streak in the World Series, dating back to 2017. But you know who else had a 0 for 22 streak in the World Series? Yeah, Bernie Williams. Yeah, one of the most clutch postseason hitters in the history of baseball. Also struggled for a little bit in the postseason. Did I find that stat on my own? Nope. That would be Jim Alexander. Thank you, Jim. Okay, look, am I saying Austin Barnes is Bernie Williams? Yes, I am. I am saying he's Bernie Williams. So, with runners on the corner in Game 3, Barnes laid down the perfect bunt to score Cody Bellinger. Is this a suicide bunt? A safety squeeze? I can't remember the difference. I have smoker's brain. I just call it a bunt. Whoa, like a blunt? But a bunt? Okay, no. That was dumb. And then in his next at-bat, you know what he did? He didn't fucking bunt. He fucking blasted a ball into the bullpen. Barnes was actually the first person to have an RBI bunt and a home run in the World Series since Hector Lopez did it with the Yankees in 1961. Thank you, Jim Alexander, again. But Barnes, he wasn't done showing off in the World Series. He wanted to show who Big Papi was. He wanted to show who Big Papi is. So in Game 6, Blake Snell was pitching the game of his life. We all know. I remember watching this and I was like, oh fuck, we're going to have to go to Game 7 and the Dodgers are going to pull some bullshit. Brandon Phillips is going to hit another walk-off and we're going to lose. But in the 6th inning, Barnes came up to the plate and wanted to show his son who the real boss was. So Barnes ripped a 1-out single and he hit it so well it shivered the Rays manager's timbers. He came out and he was like, "You really gonna let your daddy embarrass you on national TV? Go take a shower, Stinky." And the rest is history. Mookie Betts hit a double down the line, and Barnes scored the tying run on a wild pitch. And the Dodgers won the World Series solely because of this single. Okay, you understand me? Okay, you can't tell me otherwise. And what's Barnes up to these days? He's just chilling like a villain. You know how it goes. After winning Elliott's first title in over 30 years, Barnes signed a new 2-year, $4.3 million contract at the beginning of 2021. And then the next year, they signed him to a 2-year, $7 million contract. And they're like, you know what? Barnes is important to the team. Let's give him the bag. Okay, and maybe Barnes was mentioned a couple times in 2023 for maybe having one of the worst hitting seasons in MLB history. Okay. And you know what? Fuck that. Fuck the haters. Because Barnes, he's not wasting a good at-bat against the Cincinnati Reds in July, okay? He's waiting for the clutch moments that matters, okay? And you all forgot to mention one thing. Vibes beats statistics. Okay, maybe not in the practical sense, but it makes sense in my head, okay? This dude is the longest tenured Dodgers besides Kershaw, okay? So, I mean, why do they keep him around? Because this dude fucks, okay? Okay, and he's also a pretty good framer. Barnes, he was 26 on Baseball Savant last year. In catcher framing leaderboard, ahead of Willie Smith. Okay, this is the Doyers. Okay, this is the Doyers. They got 8 other dudes in the lineup that can bang the ball. So leave Austin alone. Okay. Anyways, I didn't really know how to end this video, so I thought it would be a good idea to smoke a bowl and watch Barnes dominate his son.
Here's one into center, and the number 9 man, Barnes, is aboard with 1 out in the 6th.
Good shit, Barnes.
Rifle down the line, Austin Barnes with a double. seats.
Line to left, and this is trouble. It gets down and quickly by Profar. Heading for third is Thompson. The second base head, first slide is Barnes, and it's second and third with nobody out in the Dodgers' fifth inning. Spin is usually what becomes more of a factor. Hard hit through the right side of Barnes. It is first action as a starter and his second at bat of this series. Here's a payoff pitch to Barnes. Hard hit and through.